Go!
Oh, they were really on it there from that first stroke, weren't they? Just squeezing as the umpire, which sounds like Matt Pinsent, said go. On the right-hand side of your screen is the Tideway Scullers School in that renowned red and yellow blades and red and yellow stripe around the white rowing suit. The left-hand side of your screen, City of Cambridge Rowing Club in the Berkshire Station.
Both crews seem to have built out of the blocks in a really nice, lively rhythm. Off at 44, 43. If you can look down on the left-hand side of your picture, it just looks like that Cox is just steering a slightly straighter line than the Scullers crew, but now both have evened up. Really, really lovely scenes as they come off the island.
We're right here with City of Cambridge Rowing Club, stroked by Stam Stevenson, coxswain Sarah Newell. Sarah is a synthetic chemist.
This is such an important time in an 8, isn't it? When they've come off that start phase and they're trying to get into something that's lively, that's edgy, that feels like it's racy, but not losing that top-end boat speed. What are your thoughts around that, Sarah?
It's always, I think, important in 8s because they are so hard and fast to not get caught up in that. You still have time, you still have to create time, make power under the water. So squeezing off through the start, being patient to build the boat speed rather than chasing the boat speed. And I think that's, sometimes we see the 8s really blast out of the blocks, but they're really spinning their wheels. So important to generate that boat speed, build the rate with the speed.
Completely agree. I think length in an 8 is one of the things that's so easy to lose, isn't it? When you're frantic off that start, you want to build that high race speed, but then coming out to something that's long, languid, connected to the water. And actually both of these 8s doing a really nice job from my eyes. It looks as though you've got one clean catch, a long press through the water, and a nice clean extraction in these beautiful scenes at Henley Royal Regatta.
And just with, it looks like about a 2/3 length lead to City of Cambridge Rowing Club over Tideway Scullers School at this point in the race, but still a lot to play for down the track here, and we've seen some really close racing, particularly in the 8s this morning.
And they've just gone through the barriers. There's still a lot of this race to go. This will be where we reveal the higher cruising race pace. It looks like City of Cambridge have just got that superior race pace, that superior boat speed, and they're keeping that length a little bit more than the Scullers 8 crew.
We've got some pretty great conditions this year, Cam. We've got a little bit of just a following, I call it a following breeze. I wouldn't call it a tail breeze yet, but just the wind is certainly with them. We've seen some pretty hefty windy conditions in recent years, and last year, for those who were here, it was absolutely freezing and wet and windy. So certainly conditions much more amenable to the regatta, both for the rowers and the spectators.
Yeah, I think qualifiers for Henley this year, big strong cross headwind, and a lot of these crews that we're seeing today will have had to come through that process for Henley qualifiers. Just catching the Scullers crew has caught my eye. They seem to have made a move. They look as though they've called a push, called a rate change. I can just see that bow coming back at that Cambridge 8.
Wow, good spot there, Cam. It looks like they've really stepped up here and made a big push. And in this style of racing, it's so critical that when you make these moves, you make them decisively and you go for it. So it looks like they're absolutely shooting their shot now. Are they going to get through City of Cambridge? Because they're really only going to get one crack at it with an effort like this.
Yes, and it will have cost energy, but they will have that mental push that they're moving, and they're feeling them move back against a crew that they'll think, have they gone out a bit too fast? This is evolving into a really lovely race on the Tuesday of Henley Royal Regatta.
And there's nothing more deflating than having a crew start to step through you and push through you. So City of Cambridge, they're going to have to keep their heads together here, stay strong, notwithstanding that there's a huge push coming from Tideway Scullers School. Does City of Cambridge have a response here, because Tideway Scullers are on the charge?
And And if I'm Sarah Newell in that Cox's seat, I'm just staying calm. We know we have a good long rhythm. Yes, they're coming back, but it's costing energy. It's time to communicate with that stern pair of James O'Dell in the 7th seat and Stam Stevenson. Let's keep the length, let's move, and let's get our rhythm going.
I think the momentum is with Tideway Scullers School here. I think they're level now. I think the momentum is with that boat on the right-hand side of your screen. Does City of Cambridge have a response? We see them wobbling around a little bit. They're getting flustered here. They're starting to step, but have they left their run too late, Cam?
This looks to me like a tale of two different outcomes. The left-hand side with the Scullers School looks now very, very edgy. They've got a lively racing rhythm, and Cambridge need to respond. They just look a little bit slow, the front's being missed a little bit, and we're getting into the business end of the race. 300 odd metres to go. Who's going to take it?
Wow, what a tactic there from Tideway Scullers School. They absolutely gave it everything in the middle of the race there, and it was a brave move, because if it hadn't have paid off, that would have been race over for them. But they have managed to get themselves into the lead and kept on pushing. They're now a length up on City of Cambridge Rowing Club.
Right, this is where we need cool head. Tideway Scullers have done the move, they've done the business. This should be race done, but they've got to stay composed and just finish off those last 10 strokes to the line as they go through that progress board on your right-hand side of your screen.
Sensational race here. Wow, what a change up in the middle of the course. I think that they caught them absolutely by surprise. City of Cambridge Rowing Club, they looked flustered, they weren't able to respond, but what a decisive move in the middle of the course there.
Brilliant move from Tideway Scullers School.